Hello and welcome to this Astranti bite-sized training video. As you can see, we are looking at the subject of bureaucracy today, and it's going to be perfect for those of you studying for your E2 exams because you're going to need to know your management theories, and bureaucracy is one of the classical management theories. So within 5 minutes, because that's how long this video takes, you're going to need to know everything you need to know about bureaucracy for your E2 exams. So here we go, 5 minutes. And I know as soon as I bring up that term bureaucracy, you're all probably going to sigh and go, oh no, I'm sick of bureaucracy. And that's because it's a term that's used often really negatively, that kind of associates with lots of paperwork. So in fact, its real definition, its real meaning of any hierarchical, rule-bound organization is forgotten, because we just associate it with kind of a really inefficient process. However, remember, we're going to be looking at Joe. So we've got to decide whether that's going to be suitable for Joe's company. And bureaucracy was first described by Weber in 1922. And Weber outlined 8 characteristics of bureaucracy. So let's bring them up on screen for you. The first is specialization. Now, specialization basically means that there should be a clear division of labor so that individuals specialize in their area of work, and so they can become skilled in that area, and so they do that job well and efficiently. They are specialists in that area of work. The next characteristic of bureaucracy is hierarchy. Bureaucracy should have a clear hierarchy, a clear chain of commands, because that means, according to Weber, there's going to be good supervision and no uncertainty over who's in control. The next characteristic of bureaucracy are rules. In bureaucracy, there should be strict rules and procedures. Again, so people knowing what they should be doing and what they shouldn't be doing if there's rules in place. The next characteristic of bureaucracy is impersonality. So basically, this means that objective and rational decisions should be made for the benefit of the organization as a whole, rather than focusing on the person and what's better for the employee. It's about the organization. The next characteristic is appointed officials. And this means that managers should be selected by qualification, education or training, and presumably not things such as nepotism, where people just are appointed because they're someone's family, friend or family member. The next characteristic of bureaucracy is career officials, and this is that managers pursue careers within the bureaucracy and so then move up the hierarchy, and they work within a defined salary structure. The next characteristic are full-time officials. These are committed professionals, that are focused on their work. And the final characteristic of bureaucracy, as written by Weber, is public-private division. And this means that directors should be separated from the owners or shareholders when it comes to running the business. So there we go. There's our 8 characteristics of bureaucracy. And although we associate bureaucracy with negative connotations, bureaucracy does help ensure an organization is well organized and well managed. And even though we're talking about this being a kind of 19th century theory, it can be suitable for many process-driven organizations, particularly where change is uncommon. So perhaps public sector organizations or manufacturing businesses. And in fact, talking of manufacturing businesses, let's not forget about Joe, because in Joe's business, bureaucracy does have a place, because Joe wants standardized products using standardized procedures to make those products, because this would of course mean that the products are consistent and the processes are efficient as possible. Now, a hierarchy where production line staff know who they are answerable to and clear rules and procedures means that there's going to be control over operations and efficiency in operations, and having experienced training supervisors make sure that the quality of the work done in Joe's factory is high. And by keeping those employees for a long time, it means that Joe's going to have continuity, because these experienced supervisors are going to know the standards. They're going to be able to make sure all the newcomers, the new staff members, have those standards, rather than just being a quick turnover of staff where people don't really know what's required in the operation. That's the positives of bureaucracy and how we can apply it to Joe. However, there's a downward thumb. That means there are negatives. And that's because bureaucracy, as you could probably guess from the characteristics, can become inflexible and demotivating for staff, resulting in a lack of innovation. Now, this is especially where staff have to be self-motivated and the tasks are variable, perhaps in a management consultancy. Because if the staff are having to motivate themselves, and if the tasks vary from task to task, then you can see these standard procedures and set rules aren't going to be as suitable. Because when staff have to self-motivate, they want a degree of autonomy and control. Otherwise, they feel like they're dictated to and won't be motivated. And of course, set procedures and rules are very good when you've got something like Joe's factory, when the tasks are always the same. But if they vary, there's not as much use for them. So there we go, everything that you need to know about bureaucracy for your E2 exam in 5 minutes. Thank you very much for watching today. If you like this video, please make sure to like it or subscribe to our channel. And if you want any more or further E2 advice, perhaps you want to practice some E2 questions before you get to your exam and make sure that you know how to answer questions on bureaucracy, then make sure to check out our E2 EPK question packs or our mock question packs. Thanks so much for listening today.